How do you talk to each other in your relationship? Like, what kind of language do you use with each other? Are you a cussing kind of couple? Because if you're a cussing couple, this video is for you. When you get into it, when you are angry, when you have heated discussions, when you are passionate, what's the language? Because the old proverb says that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Yeah, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Your tongue, your words are so powerful that what you say has lasting impact. And it can stay with the person for the rest of their life. You can speak life or you can speak death, but you can't speak both at the same time. You can't hate me one minute, cuss me out, and then tell me you love me and expect me to believe that you actually really love me. The words are so powerful. You can shape a person's destiny by what you say to them and how you say it to them. Now, by the way, if you have children, you really want to check this video out because sometimes people say things to their children that they wouldn't say to another adult. I am a big proponent of watching your mouth when you're talking to your spouse, your partner. Watch your mouth. Like, have some self-control with your mouth because you could wreck the entire house. You could wreck an entire life. You can wreck an entire brain and mindset. You could destroy somebody's confidence and worth just by what you say, or you can build them up. You can speak life because life and death are in the power of the tongue. In this video, I want to talk to you who struggle with how you speak to one another, because communication is everything in a marriage relationship. It is absolutely vital. The number one challenge people tell me that they have in their relationship, though it's not always exactly the root problem, but usually people say our biggest issue is our communication. If that's you, make sure that you grab the workshop Communication for Couples because it will help you work some kinks out of your communication. This is the series Communication Killers for Couples. It's a tongue twister. Communication Killers for Couples. And in this series, I want to help you begin to grow your communication. That's the whole point of this series, to help you get better. Because if you want a great relationship, if you want a great marriage, if you want a great connection with your spouse or your partner, you want to learn to use your mouth in a way that builds somebody up. Let's talk about why cussing is not a good idea. Listen, I grew up cussing. I started cussing from the time I was 7 years old. It was just common language all around the community that I grew up in. So what I heard is what I said. And I'm not going to say those words here because I don't use those words in my marriage. One of the reasons that Sherry and I have been nearly 35 years at this point, strong, solid, not perfect, strong, solid, not perfect, strong, solid, not perfect. One of the reasons is because we have chosen not to tear each other down with our words. Cussing is not the way if you want to build somebody up. If you want your relationship to last, cussing is not the way to get. Let me give you 3 principles in today's video. 1, cussing is not productive. It's not productive, especially if you're heated. It's not productive, period. But if you're hot, if you're mad, if you're angry, if you're ticked and you're bothered, like, cussing does not help. It's not productive. You don't get across any kind of message that is productive. I know some of you are kind of like, the only way that I know how to get this message across to my spouse. Really? You're better than that. You're so much better than that. I just believe if you watch my videos, you're much smarter than that. You're much more capable than that. It doesn't do anything good for your relationship. If you are using negative words, cuss words, cursing, literally the word curse, or the shortened form, to cuss means to wish evil, harm, calamity, or destruction. That's the basic idea, that when you cuss another person or curse another person, you're wishing them harm, even if you don't think so. The nature of that kind of language is to be unproductive. because it is intended to be negative when it's aimed at someone else. Okay. Think about all the times that you've had conversations or you watched or listened to conversations and you heard negative cuss words flying towards someone else. Was it a good thing? Was it a helpful thing? Usually it wasn't. So it's not productive. It's not productive. It can be funny sometimes, but it's not necessarily productive. It can be playful sometimes, but it's not necessarily productive in terms of building connection in your marriage. I'm not here to judge you if you use certain words. That's not my point. My point is, if you want to build your relationship, cussing at or cussing out or cursing out someone is never going to be productive. It damages your value of each other. When you cuss each other, and I'm thinking when you cuss at each other, cuss each other out, when you're using cuss words in a negative, damaging, unproductive way, you're literally expressing to the other person that I don't value you. And they feel devalued. I remember the one time I cussed at my wife. She's like, "Don't ever talk to me that way again. Don't talk to me that way again." This was early in our marriage, and I was mad, I was angry, I was on fire, and I wasn't calling her a name. I was using a cuss word. She said, "Don't talk to me like that again." I could see in her eyes that I had just taken life out of her. Like she felt belittled. She felt demoralized. She felt like I didn't value her, and I awakened to something like, oh, what I grew up with, what I thought was normal, what I thought was cool, what I thought was all right. Everybody does this. Not when you treasure the other person. The damage you do can be irreparable. You can tear somebody down. I've watched people cuss their spouses out and to watch their demeanor just plummet. You get home, you've had a long day of work, you've had pressure at the office, and you're just in a bad space, and you explode or you use foul language. All of a sudden, the life goes out of the other person. It does damage. It's not productive. It does damage, and it damages the value that the other person thought they had with you. Their sense of value, their sense of worth. It can diminish them and belittle them because life and death are in the power of the tongue. Am I making sense here today? This is a short video, but I really want to get this across. If you want to kill your love life, kill your relationship, instead of build your relationship, build your marriage, build your connection, then cussing is the way to wreck it. But if you don't cuss, you're more likely to build the other person up. Okay, let me give you a third reason. Cussing causes the other person to lose respect for you. I know, you know, some people are like, I'm just keeping it 100. But when they experience you the way we just described, it makes them lose respect for you, for the person who's cussing them out. Like how can they treasure you? How can they want to be with you, be around you, feel safe around you? Nope. They begin to lose respect for you. And I've watched this happen. When people cuss each other out, the relationship begins to disintegrate and continues to disintegrate. And there's a deep sense of respect that's lost for the other person because they feel treated so poorly. They feel treated so poorly. And so they see a lack of self-control. And it's hard to respect a person who can't control their mouth. Can you control your mouth? Watch your mouth now. Can you watch your mouth? Watch your mouth, because life and death are in the power of the tongue. Your tongue is so powerful that even the things you say to yourself can build you up or tear you down. But think about the things you say to your partner, your spouse, and whether it's building them up or tearing them down. I read this passage in the Bible years ago. This life and death are in the power of the tongue. And I thought, that's like night and day. It's life or death. It's not, there's no in between. Either you're building someone up or you're tearing them down. And so you can do this. You can talk to your spouse when you're passionate, when you're heated, when you're going through it, when you don't understand each other. You can do it. Just take some words out. Take some S words out. Take some F words out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. take some words out and see them as a human being who has feelings, who's a real person, who needs to feel respected and honored and cared for because they're trusting you to care enough about them to build them up with your words. Hey, I'm Rod Harrison. I'm glad we had a few minutes to talk about what I think is a really important subject, is how we talk to one another. What are we saying? Are we giving life, or are we inflicting death on one another? So what about you? Do you like when somebody cusses at you? Are you offended when your spouse, your partner cusses at you? How does it feel to you? Drop something in the comments. Let me know if I'm on track. Or if you got a different perspective, you got a different take, let me know. I really want to know, have you found it helpful to talk to your spouse or partner that way? What would they say? How do they feel? What's been your experience? Just drop it in the comments and let's have a conversation about it. All right, I'll see you in the next